An American veteran's search for love and a son, lost to time. When Ms. Nguyệt first stumbled upon a photograph of her younger self circulating online, she froze in disbelief. The caption beneath the picture told of a man searching for his long-lost wife and child. Bewildered, she asked aloud, "Who put my picture here?" But as realization set in, her heart stirred with memories she had buried for half a century. The man searching for her was Andy, a U.S. veteran who once fought in Vietnam, and more importantly, her first love. It was 1969, and Vietnam was caught in the throes of war. Nguyệt, a young woman from Can Tho, was working at a bustling club in Bien Hoa, Dong Nai. The club was filled nightly with the sounds of laughter, clinking glasses, and the restless energy of soldiers seeking refuge from the chaos outside. One evening, Andy walked in. He was a foreign soldier in a foreign land, but somehow their eyes found each other, and something quiet yet powerful began. Love blossomed in the shadows of war. For Nguyệt, Andy represented more than just romance. He was a doorway into a world beyond the boundaries of her small town. For Andy, she was beauty and warmth amid the uncertainty of combat. But fate, as it often does, had its own plans. When Nguyệt discovered she was pregnant, Andy was ordered back to the United States. He left with photographs of her tucked safely away, treasures from a fleeting love. But he had already promised his heart to another woman, a nurse waiting for him in America. Nguyệt became pregnant alone. In 1970, she gave birth to a baby boy at Tu Vu Hospital named Vu. The boy's face bore the mark of his father's heritage. Outsiders could tell right away that he was a mixed-race child. But in Vietnam at that time, having a child with an American soldier was frowned upon. Raising a mixed-race child was like sitting on a bed of fire. Gossip spread. Eyes followed her throughout the markets and streets. Yet she still held her child tightly with all her remaining strength. For years, she sent letters to Andy. Some were answered, most were not. The replies she did receive cut deep. Andy had married the nurse he once told her about. Still, Nguyệt waited. She waited from 1969 to 1973, until her final letter went unanswered. Her father, protective yet pragmatic, once told her, "Look at this boy. He looks just like an American. He cannot stay here. Take him away." It was advice born from fear, from a desire to keep his daughter and grandson safe. At last, after 5 years of longing and disappointment, Nguyệt made a decision. She married another American, a military officer, who brought her and her son to Pennsylvania. To her, this felt like a chance at a new beginning, a chance to carve out a better future for her child. But destiny had more pain in store. The fire that took everything. Pennsylvania was a world apart from Vietnam. Gone were the humid evenings of Can Tho, replaced with biting winters and snow she had never seen before. Nguyệt tried to adjust, holding on to hope for her son's future. But soon, tragedy struck in a way she could never have imagined. One night, a fire tore through the home where she and her son were staying. Flames consumed everything in their path. In the thick smoke, Nguyệt maternal instincts drove her into chaos. She ran from door to door, screaming, begging, pounding on wood with bloodied hands, desperate for someone to save her boy. In the panic, her fingers were sliced, tendons severed. Yet she felt no pain, only the terror of a mother who knew her child was inside. The smoke was suffocating, black as night, so dense that even those standing side by side could not see each other. Neighbors tried to pull her out, grabbing her long hair to drag her away from the inferno. She resisted, fighting to return, to throw herself back into the flames. But she was held down. She was forced to wait, her heart suspended between hope and despair. The boy did not survive. At just 4 years old, Vu succumbed to smoke inhalation. In the land that was supposed to give him a brighter future, he breathed his last without ever meeting his biological father. For Nguyệt, the world collapsed. The fire had not only stolen her son, it had stolen her will to live. She later admitted, "When my son died in the fire, I didn't want to live either. I came to America for him, for his future. When he died, I wanted to die too. She fell into a darkness few could understand. For a decade, she drifted in a haze of grief so profound it bordered on madness. She recognized no one, not even the family members who tried to pull her back into life. Her thumb, permanently numb from the injuries of that night, remained a silent witness to her suffering. The scars healed, but the pain carved itself into her soul. And yet, somehow, after years of drowning in sorrow, she resurfaced. She rebuilt piece by fragile piece until she could smile again. But the memory of her son never left her. It never will. A reunion of ghosts and closure. 55 years after their love story began, the past found its way back. On the television program Ket Noi Yu Thuong, Nguyệt and Andy were brought face to face again, though separated by screens and decades. When she saw him, older, frailer, yet still carrying echoes of the young soldier she once loved, she smiled as though greeting an old friend. Andy, on the other hand, was restless, his eyes darting, searching her face for the girl he remembered. "Now you know," Nguyệt told him softly. "I am the one you've been searching for. But our child is gone. Don't keep looking anymore." She held up photographs of their boy at 4 years old, a child with wide, round eyes and fair skin, his features an unmistakable reflection of his father. "See? He looked just like you," she said. "Not Vietnamese at all. So fair, just like you." Andy's voice caught. He was so handsome. If he had lived, he would be over 50 now. Though he smiled, his eyes betrayed him. Regret lingered there, the weight of lost years pressing down. Those watching could see it too, the sorrow of a man who had gained a life but lost a legacy. The conversation between them flowed gently, almost like that of old friends. Nguyệt laughed, reminding him, "I'm old now, and so are you. You kept my picture all these years. Aren't you shocked seeing me now?" Andy's wife, who sat beside him, listened with grace. She wept quietly at Nguyat's story, at the cruel turns of fate that had marked her life. Yet she joined in the laughter too, offering warmth instead of jealousy. She understood that this was not a rekindling of romance, but a closing of old wounds. Nguyệt respected her deeply. She avoided lingering on the past, careful not to cause pain. She shared her story as it was. 2 marriages, 4 children, and a life now rooted in Florida with her second husband. She no longer yearned for what had been lost. She simply wanted Andy to know the truth, to release him from the endless search. Viewers of the program reacted with mixed emotions. Many pitied Andy, a man who had lived his life without children. But one comment captured the heart of the story. "Everyone feels sorry for Andy because he couldn't find his son, but I feel sorry for Nguyệt. She waited 5 years, gave birth alone, endured gossip, then moved to a foreign land without family. And in the end, she lost her child. Who can understand that pain?" Indeed, her sharp features softened by age, her smile resilient despite everything, one truth was clear. Behind that smile was a lifetime of survival, a woman who had carried unbearable sorrow yet managed to stand tall. Theirs was not just a story of love and loss, but of the indomitable human spirit, a reminder that even when the past is scarred by tragedy, closure, though painful, can still bring peace.